All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for your Smackdown review for March 24th, 2023. Outside of Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio segment, everything else was pretty much just average or below average. You had the contract signing, Sheamus, Gunther, and Drew McIntyre. That was okay. Sheamus was pretty much just rehashing the stuff he's been saying before. Oh, he went behind my back to get an intercontinental title shot, fella. And you're nothing but a backstabbing bastard. Same shit as always. And then Cody Rhodes was on the show after his match. Him and Heyman had like an okay segment, but pretty much other than that, wasn't that good of a show. Except for Dom and Rey Mysterio had the best thing on the show all night. Great fucking segment. Ray finally hit Dominic Mysterio with Ray's wife and sister in attendance, and he pushed him until he pretty much pissed him off, and he finally hit him. And weeks before this, Dom's been saying, "Oh, he's a deadbeat dad. He's a what was it? Pathetic loser, pathetic excuse for a man, all this shit." And fucking pushed him, man. He fucking dropped his ass. What the fuck he gets? Keeps talking. So dad's gonna beat the shit out of him. That's what he gets. All right. First up, we got Cody Rhodes versus Ludwig Kaiser. During the match, Paul Heyman shows up. He's just standing in the entranceway. Kaiser countered a Cody cutter, and then Kaiser hit a sliding uppercut. Cody went for the pedigree, it looked like, and then Solo Sikoa came out. And then him and Heyman all both started walking towards the ring. Kaiser hits the back of Cody's legs like a chop block. Kaiser tossed Cody into the steps, and then he went over the steps when he went into them. Both guys hit a double clothesline, and then Cody hit a power slam for a 2 count. Kaiser hit a clothesline for a near fall, and then Cody hit the Cody cutter and the crossroads for the win. He's fighting this jobber, and it took him like 20 minutes to beat him. He's a main eventer, Cody. So couldn't he like beat the guy in like 5 minutes or some shit? I don't know. All right. After the match, Paul Heyman says, "You're owed an apology. The announcer did a terrible job." And then he says, "Oh, so he starts doing the introduction, and he says, oh, the challenger." It's pretty much the same way he does the Brock one, the reigning, defending, undisputed. It's the same shit he did for Brock all those years as the advocate." And then he says, "It's the same Cody Rhodes that sees a pothole when he goes one on one with Solo on Raw. Says if you survive all roads that lead to Roman Reigns, Reigns will be on SmackDown next week for a one on one confrontation." And then Cody grabs a mic. He says, "You want to move the goalposts. When it comes to you, you're not ready." And then the crowd starts chanting, "You're not ready." And then it says Roman, after Solo finds out he's not ready, Roman is not ready either. So it's okay segment, building up to the main event. All right, next up, oh great, we got everybody's favorite, Charlotte Flair. She says this business was built on respect. I respect you, Rhea. I built this house. This segment was fucking horrible, man. And then the crowd kept chanting "what," and then she's like, "Oh, you're whatting me," and then they just kept chanting "what" louder. Terrible segment. All right, next up we got Rey Mysterio versus LA Knight. Yeah. Knight hit a neck breaker. Ray hit a Hurricane Rana, and then he hit a baseball slide. Dominic comes out, just distracts Ray, and then LA Knight uses the upper hand to knock him off the top rope. And then LA Knight landed a big boot for a 2 count. Ray hit a senton and a springboard cross body for a near fall. Ray hit a DDT. LA Knight countered a 619. And then Rey Mysterio goes for another 619, and Dominic trips him. Ref doesn't see it, and LA Knight pins Ray for the win. An okay match. Then after the match, it was the best part of the night. Dom says, "You finally gonna be a man." He gets in the ring to confront Ray, facing me at WrestleMania. Ray walks away, and then Ray's wife and sister are in the front row. And then Dom says to his mom, "How does it feel to be married to a pathetic loser, a coward who can't even stand up to his own son?" And he goes to them in the front row. He said, "Did you know you married a deadbeat? You sat there every night while he abandoned me, and that makes you nothing better. That makes you a deadbeat mom." And then his fucking sister got in his face. Said, "What are you gonna do about it? You better sit down because you're too stupid to understand." Dominic was a little on fire tonight, man. And then his mom grabbed the mic from him, and then she said, what's it? Uh, oh, she just says Dominic, and then as soon as she says that, he fucking just snapped. He just took the mic right back. It reminded me of when the first Rush Hour movie, where Jackie Chan was his character was teaching Chris Tucker's character how to take a gun from a criminal like in 1 or 2 seconds. The show was hilarious. What this reminded me of. Uh, so he grabs the mic right back, and Dom says, "Mom, shut up, sit down. At the end of the day, you support him." Ray, and then Ray comes over and he fucking drills Dominic with a punch. And then Ray grabs the mic. He says, "You pushed me to do this. I didn't want to hit you. You made me hit you. You don't disrespect your mother like that. You wanted to fight at WrestleMania. You're on." And the pop for the punch was pretty loud, but I don't think it was as loud as the pop for the hug last week between Zayn and Owens. And he says, "I'll see you at WrestleMania, son." Was it with that? Fucking great segment. All right, next up we got the contract signing for the IC title match at WrestleMania. Drew, Sheamus, and McIntyre. So Drew comes out first, and then Sheamus is out next. He says, "Why, Shamey, are you so mad at Drew? Imagine working 15 years of your life to achieve a particular goal. Imagine telling your best friend that goal only for him to go behind your back and try and steal it away from you. Imagine that your that friend let live on your couch. A friend brought to his first training session in this business. Imagine getting the opportunity to smash the person's face in at the grandest stage of them all because they're nothing but a backstabbing." And then he cut him off. Drew cut him off. And he says, "Imagine for a second every week you run your mouth and try to give me this guilt trip and try to make me feel bad if it's not on Smackdown. You're on social media with your little gifs and memes." Oh shit. They're fighting on social media. You create that you create. You block my Twitter like a teenage girl. It's got some high school beef going on right now. It's embarrassing, mate. It says last week we were in this ring, reminding everybody why we're the most physical superstars in WWE. We beat the hell out of each other afterwards. We should have been at the bars laughing about it. That's what we did in the old times. Now you're so freaking sensitive. You get a temper. You can't separate what is personal and what is business. Sheamus says, "You made this personal." Drew says, "I got plenty to say, but I'm going to stick to the facts. I've beaten you. I know it can be Gunther. And history show, and you can't." Got a good reaction from the crowd. And then Adam Pearce, he stops all this, says he needs 3 signatures on this contract. Let's get 2 taken care of right away. And then Gunther comes out. He gets right up in Adam Pearce's face. Says, "I want you to justify to me this decision that these two can pin or submit each other and I still lose my title." Gunther signs it, and then he says, I'm gonna beat you." He points at Drew, and he says, "I'm gonna beat you," and then he points at Sheamus, and then he says, "If I have to beat you," and then he pointed at Ridge Holland, and then he looks at Butch and he just says, "What are you looking at?" And Butch didn't give a fuck. He just jumped over the table and started punching Gunther. And then Sheamus and Ridge Holland got him off of it, and then we'd go to commercial. And it's gonna be after commercial, Gunther versus Butch in a match. Gunther hit a big boot, then he applied the Boston Crab. And he let go of that, and then he hit a German suplex. Butch did that joint manipulation thing that he does with the fingers, where he twists and mangles them all. Gunther chopped Butch. He chopped the shit out of this dude, man. Fucking chops are hard. And then the three guys have a stare down outside the ring. Butch, he accidentally hit Drew. Gunther sidestepped it. And then Drew headbutted Sheamus, and then he threw Ridge Holland into the ring post. Sheamus hit a running knee on Drew on the outside, and then Gunther hit a Last Symphony for the win. After the match, Drew hit Gunther with the Claymore, and Sheamus avoided it. It was intended for Sheamus. So that was it for that. Next up, we got the last segment of the show. We got shit. All right, last segment of the show. We got Kevin Owens' show with Sami Zayn as his guest. KO says, "You want a big intro, huh? Your own pop." It says, Sami says, "We are on the verge of winning the undisputed tag team titles at WrestleMania. It's different this year." KO says, "I got you a new T-shirt." And on the front of it, I got a photo of it. Yeah, right there. It's KO Mania on the back of the T-shirt, and then he gives it to Sami to show what's on the front. It's WrestleMania, and then the Usos attack them, and then yeah, that was pretty much it. It's more build up for their tag team match versus the Usos. So yeah, that should main event night one at WrestleMania. There's some rumors or reports that it could open night two, so you get all the both bloodline matches on night two. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. So yeah, that was pretty much it for that. For SmackDown. See ya.